now I need a chair. Hold please. Did not go up. Fail. Alright. Don't mind my messy hair. That's not why we're here today. Let's try this again, because I didn't record. And that's so sad. I love this. Okay. Round 2, shall we? I'm using this for notes. Don't judge me. I have a lot of things I'd like to say. So, first of all, hello. A lot of you that know me personally, and by personally I mean went to school with me, went to, you know, an activity with me, know me personally, whatever it is, would know that recently I have become affianced and engaged. And yeah, I think a lot of people were sending, you know, a lot of positive messages and a lot of happy thoughts, and that made me feel so good. And I love that I have some really supportive people, whether they're super close acquaintances or they're just friends or whatever it is. It just made me feel really good. And so I thought, in this point of my life, I have some information to share. I have some, I'm not going to call it advice, but I do have some notes, if you want to call them that. And I think it's important. And I think that this is going to be especially important for anyone that you know in your life that is a young person, because I feel like this can go both ways. A young person who is in a relationship. Again, a lot of you that know me personally know that I was with the same person for 5.5, almost 6 years. And obviously we are not, and that part of my life is done. But I feel like I have some information to share, and I think this could be useful for anyone in your life that I just described. So yeah, quick backstory. I met this person when I was a sophomore in high school. I was 15. I'm 22 now, so a lot of time obviously has elapsed since then. But I have some information and some tips that I have personally discovered about all of that entire situation. So again, people that know me personally know this person. I'm not going to name names. That's just totally uncalled for and weird. So you know that I was with this person. They broke up with me like a month before my 21st birthday. So it was fun. That was new. So pretty much what happened is I met this person. I was 15 and I was a sophomore, and he was 18, and he had just turned 18 and he was a senior. So we were still going to school together, so it wasn't anything weird. But yeah, you know, we had fun. We were young. We were tiny. Didn't matter. You know, we didn't have any worries other than what are we going to eat after school today. And you know, it's a great time in life, but unfortunately that time passes, and I've learned some things since then, thank God. If I hadn't learned anything, I'd be a little concerned. It's hard to kind of like know where to jump in, but I'm just gonna try to pick a point and jump. The first thing that I really want to touch on, and that I think is important for, again, younger people to know, is that don't feel like you have to stay with this person. I had that feeling. I had the feeling because we had been together beyond high school and, you know, a couple years after high school and throughout high school. And, you know, I thought that, you know, oh yeah, if we made it past high school, it's meant to be, right? No, completely far-fetched, completely wrong. And this is not to bash anyone who has made it out of high school with their lover slash partner slash whatever they are. Congratulations. That was not me. In the slightest, that was not me at all. It just got harder. You know, the older you get, you change. And I think that's kind of one of my first points, because I already made one. But yeah, my second point is people change, and that's okay. That is okay. I hope to God that you are not the same person at 18 that you were at 16, because I'm sure 16-year-old you was not as wise. And so I just kind of want that to be put out there, and that's okay. People grow apart because people change and people grow up. I'm thankful I'm not the same person I was at 15 versus 22. I'm extremely thankful for that. And you shouldn't feel guilty about that. You shouldn't feel sad about that. Kind of brings me to another point, and that's not all endings have to be a bad thing. I think today we have a connotation that when a relationship ends, or you know, marriage ends, or whatever it is, you know, I think endings always tend to have this just sad, negative, depressing connotation attached to it, and that's completely far from the truth. A lot of the times, yes, that could be the case, but in my instance, it took me a really, really, really long time, 5.5 to 6 years, to be okay with that, to just feel good about that, to feel like, you know what, it didn't work, but that's okay, because there's got to be something better. There's got to be something more out there for me. And I was right. I was right. Yeah, just don't feel like you have to stay. Don't feel like an ending is sad. If you feel like things need to end, things need to end. You know, people heal in their own time. People grow, and they also heal in their, and while they're growing, it's like a, you know, concurrent thing. But I do also want to like point out that you can't really grow unless you make yourself uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is, in my past relationship, we were not the healthiest in terms of a lot of things, but we were not healthy, especially in terms of arguing or disagreements. Arguing and disagreements are totally normal. Every single person will tell you that. But it's how you argue and it's how you disagree with your partner that really does set like the tone, and it really does set the integrity of your relationship. Which is why, you know, sometimes arguing is okay. Arguing every day or every week or 4 times a week, not okay, not healthy. The reason why I brought that up is because, you know, I took it upon myself to recognize and to, you know, understand that I had faults and I had issues when it came to communicating and arguing and disagreeing. I did not go about it the healthiest of ways, and what I did was I took what was told of me, because I do want to obviously be better for my partner. I would ask, you know, hey, is there a better way that I could have gone about that? You know, is there something that we could have done to avoid blowing it up into a bigger deal? When we were no longer together, my other partner, my ex-partner, and I kind of took that time to really, again, sit down, reflect, just improve myself, not just to be better for someone else, but to also just be better in general. And so the least I can do is take it upon myself to recognize where I went wrong, fix it, and apply it. And luckily that's what I'm doing, or what I did and am doing now with my current partner. And our arguments are great. That sounds awful, but our arguments are great. I guess a really big difference in arguing from my past relationship to now is I'd feel like absolute garbage for days upon days, because I just felt so unsatisfied. I felt so like ignored, I guess is the best way. I didn't feel like, you know, anything really happened. I felt like we weren't, you know, I wasn't being listened to, and that took a toll on its own. That was a whole separate part that it took a toll on the relationship. And then compared to now, you know, we argue and he is of the volition, and I love this man with all my heart. He's of the volition where he doesn't want to leave it unsaid or unfinished. And that's perfectly fine, because we get it out of the way, and then 20, 30 minutes later, I'm ready for more cuddles, because I'm over it, because I felt like I was listened to, I felt like I was heard, I felt like I was appreciated, you know, when voicing my concerns and voicing my problems. And that's, I can't tell you how much of a game changer that is, you guys, seriously. I cannot tell you how much of a game changer that is, to feel like you're being recognized. It's amazing. And that goes with, you know, your partner being supportive of you. And I'm lucky that I have like the most supportive fiance ever. But that's important. Really think about that, and really, like, you know, just see if that's like your relationship, and see if that's something maybe you can't improve on, or if it's not something that you want to improve on or can improve on. Maybe it's time to find, you know, the greener grass. Because like I said, not all endings have to be this sad, depressing thing. It could be you closing the door on something not good for you. and knocking on another. And I'm gonna sound like a total cornball here, but learn each other's love languages. I did not believe in that stuff at all. My mom had told me about it. She had read books on it and all this kind of stuff, and you know, I kind of knew the concept of what she was talking about, but I'd never really gone into it and learned about it myself. And I didn't think it was really important, but it's important. For example, my love languages are quality time. I love quality time with you. I love getting quality time and physical touch. Those are my 2 love languages, which again, it seems simple enough, but a lot of people forget to just kind of like, again, hone in on their partner's feels, I guess, like what they really like and what they really love. So Gavin's love languages are gift giving and words of affirmation, for sure. And you know what? I am literate enough to give him those words of affirmation and to make sure that he knows that he is loved and that he, you know, whatever he wants to hear and whatever he really needs to, like, you know, feel supported in, like verbally, sure, I will 100% do that because you deserve it, because this is your love language and I'm gonna love language you all the way uptown, man. By knowing each other's love languages, we've been able to establish a really solid foundation to like just be with each other. But again, this is where reciprocity comes to be. Reciprocity. It's all equal. It's got to be equal. So if he's going to, you know, play video games or whatever it is that they do, and obviously I don't enjoy video games as much. I don't have the attention span for it. I'm a squirrel. But if he goes to play video games, that's kind of like my sign to like be by myself, and that's good. You need time by yourself too. And for me, I fill up my alone time with either watching my favorite shows on repeat, because that's just the kind of anxious person I am, as I love rewatching my shows. You know, that whole phrase, like, you know, beat a dead horse, that's like me with my shows. New girl. Have some alone time. That's another point, is just, you know, learn to separate yourself, because at the end of the day, you are 2 individual people. You are 2 individuals that came together that the cat is like dying to get in. Pause. Okay. Oof. Where was I? Oh yes. My last point is, you are 2 individual people, and you are 2 individual people who have come together to love one another and to support each other and to be equals. And yeah, I think that's just really things I wish I would have known when I was younger. And that's not to say that people didn't tell me, that's not to say friends didn't warn me, but it's just something that I finally wished I'd stopped being stubborn about and really listened to. And so it took me 5.5, a really interesting 5.5 to 6 year relationship to really just like learn all of this stuff for me, learn stuff about me, learn what I want, learn what my partner wants, and learn to be equal with it. And I cannot tell you how much that has improved just me mentally and my stability, and I am so happy every day because I just have a really supportive partner, and I don't know, it just makes me but yeah, it just kind of makes me a little emotional sometimes, because, you know, I'm happy, and like I can truly say I'm so just content and so fulfilled internally, mentally, emotionally, everything. I'm just so finally like happy. I feel like, wow, like I actually found someone who's literally me but is better. He makes me want to be better. He pushes me to be better. He supports me in my extremely, extremely long school journey that I'm taking, because I'm still doing it, because I'm still gonna finish. The moral of this is don't let yourself get stuck, is I guess the best like ending to this. Is like, don't let yourself feel stuck. Don't let yourself feel like you are intertwined with someone because of time, because of you know, this experience or that experience, because I promise you, there are so many better opportunities waiting for you personally, waiting for you in your love life, waiting for you just overall. I promise you. And that took me a really long time to learn. So I'm cheating the system, and I'm telling you guys this now so you don't have to learn the hard way like I did. But that is something that I wanted to share. And yeah, I really hope that anyone finds this useful. And yeah, I'm gonna go let the cats out because they're going absolutely berserk. Alrighty, bye.